The Masked Singer is back. It is season 8, and with it, a whole bunch of changes to the show. We're going to talk about all of that, try and figure out who is under these masks. Let's talk to Masked Singer. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to the Masked Singer recap and reaction video. We have started now season 8. I've got my notebook ready with all the clues, my great Toy Story 3 notebook. We love it so much. And we have been doing these since season 3 together. And now we're upon season 8. A lot of new things happening that we're going to get into, including the fact that there are 26 celebrities on this season. Now, I don't know if that's 26 different groups of people, because of course we've had in the past, we've had Hanson, Unvogue, some married couples. So is it that, or is it actually 26 different acts along the way? And it could be, because if they're going to do 4 a week like they did this week, that's 6 weeks, and then they'll have a couple weeks to do the finale. So that'll get us, through the holidays, I guess, through Christmas. So with that in mind, first of all, I want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding my video. If you are new to the Dan Reviews It universe here, well, we do the Masked Singer recap and reactions every week that there is a new episode, and you guys in the comments help to make this all happen. You help figure out these clues along with me. I'll give you my thoughts. You pass along your thoughts. Now, it's going to be a little different this time, because each week of 4, they're unmasking 3 people. So by the end of the episode, we'll all know who 3 of the 4 people are, and only one act will go on to the semifinals or the finals. I don't know how they're going to do it exactly, but or the quarterfinals, something like that. But anyway, 3 out of the 4 people each week are going to be unmasked. So very interesting. But listen, if you are not one of my subscribers already, I would love to have you aboard. We hit 1,000 subs during the summer, and that was very exciting for me and my channel. So I would love it if you were the next one to subscribe on the channel here, Dan Reviews It. But if you are already a subscriber, then you already know. Comment below, like the video, all of that stuff. So tonight we have the Harp, the Hedgehog, the Hummingbird, and the Knight. And one of those 4 is going on, and the other 3 will be unmasked. I don't know who is under these masks. Well, I'm very, very confident about one of them. But we're gonna, do more editing, I guess, than usual this season, because usually I only, we watch up until the final reveal, and then I pause, watch the reveal, and then play it back for you guys with my final thoughts. But this time, no, will be a little more work for me, but hopefully, this will be fun to kind of have no sort of input from you guys, just from hearing the voice, looking at the clues myself, because you guys have definitely helped me over the seasons come up with some people for sure that I wouldn't have gotten. In fact, there's one this week that I'm very confident is a ball player. I don't usually know those. So anyway, we'll go in order here. The Harp went first, and her weakness is players, and her clue is she is a luxury car fan, it says. She said, life has a funny way of putting you where you need to be. As a teenager, I auditioned for the biggest show in the world and was turned down. But then we see a sheet that said cast roles, lead number 1, the Harp. She said she became an idol for anyone who felt like an outsider. We see her being given flowers from a witch of some sort. It looks to me a little also like the Scarecrow from Oz, the way the hat is. So could be an Oz reference or a Wicked reference or something like that. And then at the end, we saw a pair of 3D glasses. She sang Perfect by Pink. And her post-singing clue, Nick asked each one more or less the same type of question, but something about, the accolades they've achieved. And he asked her what her most proud accomplishment is. She said she won an award for acting, and that is her proudest. Oh, no, wait, her singing award. Oh, no, wait, her comedy award, because she was with her friends. She was with her besties, she said, when she won that. So based on all of that, Robin thought it could be Queen Latifah. Jenny said Jordan Sparks, and Ken said Jennifer Hudson. I think we would recognize Jennifer Hudson's voice. I don't think it's her. I think I auditioned for the biggest show in the world. I think they want us to believe it is American Idol, but hearing some of the other clues, I'm thinking maybe the show in question is a Broadway show, especially since we got that Wicked clue as well. So it could be somebody maybe from the world of Wicked, but who has won awards for acting, singing, and comedy? There's not too many. Queen Latifah certainly, I think, would fit the bill there. And she's won it with her besties. She went on the girls' trip. Well, so did Tiffany Haddish. Sound-wise, though, to me it seemed like Mary J. Blige, but I couldn't figure out what she would have won a comedy award for. So I have to maybe rule her out, but I do not hate that guess. But look, I think the Harp is the one staying. That's sort of my go-to for now. So I don't know. I guess because of the clues and the comedy award thing, I guess I will go with Queen Latifah. The only other thing I could think of, okay, the clue, luxury car fan. Okay, so you've got like Mercedes. Is there a famous person other than Mercedes Rule that is named Mercedes? I don't think so. Is there a luxury car that I'm not thinking of? Is it somebody that has been in a luxury car commercial? I really don't know. So I don't honestly love any of these guesses. Vocally, it sounds the most to me like Mary J., but I don't think it's her based on the clues. Sure, let's stick with Queen Latifah for this one. I think the Harp's going to be sticking around, so I don't think we'll find her out this week anyway. All right, up next, the Hedgehog. His strength was looking sharp, and the clue is a constant optimist. Okay, so I have this one down to, I think, two people. We see the London double-decker bus. He's trying to get into Club Hedgehog. He said it's not his first big premiere. Some say this show is mad, but it's one of the most normal things that he's ever done. He said he's posed naked in Playboy. He's been part of one of the biggest groups of all time. We see someone playing a guitar at that point. He said that he has sold out the Hollywood Bowl, the Sydney Opera House, and has been part of the Special Olympics as well. His mates have a cult following and a celebrity following, and fans include Bradley Cooper, Jimmy Fallon, Kate Beckinsale, Elon Musk, and Tina Fey. We saw a knight, and he said he gave a big laugh to the Queen. Obviously, this was filmed before Queen Elizabeth's death, but still. And then he had a full, orchestra band, like a marching band, come play him in for Love Me Do by the Beatles. Now, I'm a little bit annoyed, actually, at the judges' guesses for this one, because I was very proud of myself that I had this down to two people, and they were both mentioned by the judges. But, so Ken said it could be Ringo Starr or Elton John. Those obviously are wrong. I mean, I don't know. Ringo Starr, maybe. Elton John, absolutely not. But Robin thought maybe Monty Python, and he guessed Eric Idle. Jenny sort of picked up that baton and said maybe John Cleese or Michael Palin. And then Nicole went sort of a different direction with it and thought maybe from Love Actually, it could be the rock star from that movie, Bill Nighy. But here's the thing. It is absolutely somebody from Monty Python. The clue was Constant Optimist. One of their big songs was Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. When Nick Cannon asked him, I forgot about this part, which award means the most to him, he said, well, he's not sure, but he's won both a Tony and a Grammy. So Monty Python has won Grammys for comedy album, and then the Tony is when they went on their tour a few years ago, sort of a reunion tour where they, I guess, told stories and did some classic bits. But that would also explain why they sold out the Hollywood Bowl, the Sydney Opera House. So, nothing is what it seems on this show. So when he said part of one of the biggest groups of all time, obviously your instinct is, Beatles, Stones, The Who, Queen, something like that. But I took it to mean something else. And when he started talking about giving the Queen a laugh, I just thought it had to be Monty Python. And then I realized that clue, constant optimist, always look on the bright side of life. So I don't think it's Michael Palin. From the voice, I think it's probably Eric Idle. So for now, that is my guess. Again, I've paused it, so I don't know who is voted out, but my guess for now is Eric Idle for the Hedgehog. All right, Hummingbird is next. His dislikes are narrow hallways, and the clue is he lives in harmony. It's a football field all through the clue here, or the package, I should say. He said he knows a thing about competitors and competition. We see a speaker, like a Bluetooth type speaker. He said that performing is in his DNA. So the panel was thinking family stuff from there. He said he got to start with Shaquille O'Neal's help and formed a patriotic team that felt like family. We saw a cleat then, and he said he dominated the Super Bowl, and on the scoreboard it said 71-0. I'm not a football person. I don't know. Is that really a score that was in a Super Bowl? That seems extreme. So I'm thinking maybe this person was born in 71. And then we see 2 ring pops. So that made me think he's got 2 Super Bowl rings. And then he sang I Don't Want to Be by Gavin DeGraw. It was not very good. But look, this is clearly an athlete, so that makes sense. Nick asked what trophy of his he most cherishes. And he said things that are out of this world, they are silver, but that does not mean second place. So to me, that just means whatever the Super Bowl rings are made of, it's some sort of maybe silver, and that's why, silver doesn't mean second place in this case. So, and these are mostly football guesses. Ken thought it could be Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Manning because of the family connection that he was saying it was in his DNA and stuff like that. And then Robin thought it could be Deion Sanders. Jenny went a whole nother way with it. Rob Thomas, Chad Kroeger from Nickelback, or Uncle Kracker. I don't know. I don't know where she's getting any of that. The clue for me, lives in harmony. There is a town called Harmony in New York. So I don't really know enough about football to sort of answer these questions. So my guess really, I suppose, is Peyton Manning, because he is exactly the kind of celebrity that would do this show. He does those nationwide commercials. He hosts a game show on NBC called the College Bowl. So this is, I think, exactly in his wheelhouse. Ken mentioned that he does have 2 Super Bowl rings. I'll have to trust him on that. So that's my guess for him. And then the night I have 100%. His weakness is rust. The clue is Space Cadet. And it was in like a forest, as a knight would be. And he was on this big duck that he was riding, which he then brought onto the stage with him as well. But he said he's been holding out for this hosting gig for the Masked Singer. But Nick keeps having babies, so he's going to stick around for a while because he needs the money. And then we saw a bust of Shakespeare. He said he is Shakespeare trained. He said he is on multiple walks of fame, and he's done stage, TV, and movies. He has worked with George Lucas, released albums. We see a solar system in the background there. And he said he gave a list of things he's never done before. Thrown 2 chairs on national TV, a couple other things. But then we see a police badge as well. And then from the music, from the words, I should say, from his vocals, I knew 100% who this was. He sang Putting on the Ritz. And this is another one I'm kind of annoyed the judges got, because I was sure of this one. And Nick asked him after the performance, do you prefer big or small awards? And he said he loves them all. So from the panel, Jenny thought it could be William Shatner. Ken thought it could be David Hasselhoff. And Robin thought Jerry Springer or potentially Weird Al. Which is funny, because Weird Al did one of Robin's songs. He did Blurred Lines and made it Word Crimes. So I feel like he would kind of know Weird Al. But anyway, so the Space Cadet thing immediately actually made me think of this person. Because when they gave the clue of Space Cadet, I mean, that could mean anybody in sci-fi, movies or TV. But specifically, this person actually went to space. And then when he sang, it brought everything else up. All of these clues match. The police badge for T.J. Hooker, the multiple walks of fame, that sort of self-explanatory, and the space case, or space cadet. He went to space. I think, and I know that this is William Shatner. And the reason, so they have him on this big duck the whole time. He never got off of that. And obviously the reason for that is because if he started walking around, you would be able to see, oh, this is a really old guy. I mean, he is, I think, 90, or he might even be 91 now. But when he went into space, he was either 89 or 90. So he's getting up there, and I feel like having him on the duck sort of hides that facet of him. But he's released albums. He used to work with Ben Folds on some things. I don't know his work with George Lucas. Obviously he's Star Trek, not Star Wars, but it wouldn't surprise me if at some point he worked with George Lucas down the line. And like I said, the police badge for another hit show of his called T.J. Hooker. So this is a slam dunk for me. I'm 100% on this. So here's what I was thinking. I think before we go to the tape and see who is first to go, and I'll give you the judges' guesses, but I think this format actually makes more sense to get bigger stars, because you can get, I think, bigger stars for this show by telling them, oh, you know what, only one of the four is going to go forward, and it's probably not going to be you. I think we know as the audience, if they're doing it this way, the end is just going to be all famous singers. It's going to be whoever, Mary J. Blige or whoever is under that harp mask, and whoever is next week, whoever the best singer is. So it's going to be all the best singers every time. So it's easy for them, I think, this season to get bigger stars that maybe aren't that good at singing, because they'll be like, oh, don't worry, you won't be on more than a week. It'll be a one-night thing for you, and then we can send you packing. So in that vein, with that, I do think William Shatner makes sense. I don't think he necessarily would have done this show a few years ago, if it was a possibility that he would be staying on for week after week after week. But a one-time thing, yeah, I think that makes sense. So, all right, with that, I'm going to figure out, well, I guess we'll listen together on who is first voted out. This is the first one going home. Let's hear. All right, enough with the banter. Okay. Oh, the night. Okay, so that's my 100%. I mean, that's William Shatner for me. Okay. So is he going to announce them one at a time, and then we'll do the unmasking? I guess we'll find out here. So, all right, I think we are finding out maybe. All right, we're going to figure this out here. We'll figure out what the judges have to say here. Well, the panel did not really deviate very much from what they already thought, although we did hear from Nicole for the first time. So Ken stuck with David Hasselhoff. Jenny said William Shatner. Nicole said John Lithgow, which actually is not a bad guess based on some of these clues here, but I think vocally it's got to be Shatner. And then Robin stuck with Weird Al, which is bizarre to me since he worked with him. But he also didn't get when his own neighbor was on the show. But this is my guess for sure is William Shatner. Like I said, it's got to be. And this is one of my dad's favorite people of all time. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Oh God, he's so hot in there. 2-time Emmy-winning actor and legend. Yeah, I mean, look, one of my dad's favorite shows of all time is the original Star Trek, and then Next Generation after that. I mean, I grew up. Let me tell you a story. My name, it's Dan, of course, but it was going to be it was going to be James Kirk. Was going to be my first and my middle name because of William Shatner. So, obviously, I have history with this dude. I would have recognized him anywhere. All right, so we will see next who is going to be unmasked. So with William Shatner, it turns out he is an old family friend of Robin Thicke's family, because he knew, Robin's dad, Alan Thicke, back in the day. He used to come around the house. Yet again, Robin Thicke can't figure out people he knows personally in his own life on this show. I don't know if he does that on purpose so it's not so obvious to the group. I don't. Very weird. All right. So anyway, Hedgehog is next to go, and everybody stuck with their same guess from the singing, which makes sense. I mean, they had a guess after the person sang. We've got no clues since they guessed last time. Why not stick with the same, I suppose? But Ken said Elton John. Nicole said Bill Nighy. And Robin and Jenny both went with Monty Python people. Robin sticking with Eric Idle. And Jenny, of the two people she had mentioned, ended up picking John Cleese. And it's funny, these are the exact two people I was thinking of when I figured out it was a Monty Python person. But when they said that, Jenny was like, oh, we're on the same train or whatever, but different people. And Robin had said that the tone in the voice just was not right for John Cleese. And I agree. That is what gave me the Eric Idle of it all. So let's go to the Take It Off. Let's see if I'm right on this. It'd be great to start this season 2 for 2, especially because I really don't know about the football person if they're the next one voted out. Let's see here. Is it Eric Idle? It's definitely somebody from Python. It's got to be. But who is the question? Oh, yes, it's Eric Idle. Okay. Woo! So I am 2 for 2 already this season. That's good. And Robin said he knew the voice. That's exactly what did it for me. I could tell the voice was not John Cleese. Don't know Michael Palin's voice enough, but I just thought that seems like Eric Idle's voice. For sure. So, all right. So we'll go back here and figure out who is next to be voted out. All right, well, that was a bunch of nonsense. We actually don't find out who the Hummingbird is, I guess, until next week's episode, which it is what it is. It's whatever. But what's irritating is after they unmasked Eric Idle, he was singing always, look on the bright side of life, fan favorite, of course. And he was talking about how he wrote Paul McCartney personally to be able to perform Love Me Do on the show, et cetera, et cetera. But while he was singing, a thing flashed on the bottom of the screen, another unmasking in less than 1 minute. And that's not true. It was garbage. Look, I am excited that the show has a new format. They're doing several unmaskings. It's making it more exciting each week. I think we're going to get bigger stars this way. But the show still pisses me off weekly. There was the Rudy Giuliani thing last season. There's the fact that I don't particularly care for Nick Cannon as a host. But all right, anyway, so I guess that's it then for my recap, because that's all that there was on the show. Hummingbird is going to be sent home and unmasked next week. And of course, like we thought, the Harp is going to move forward. I mean, that just makes sense. She's the only one that really could carry a tune in the whole episode. So, of course, that makes sense. But I guess that will do it then. So, thank you so much for watching. A bit of a lackluster ending here. But yes, next week we will do it all over again. 4 new people. And I guess we'll finally see who the Hummingbird is. I am going to stick with my gut on Peyton Manning, I guess, for now. But one good thing about the non-unmasking is that you guys in the comments get to give me your thoughts. Who do you think is under that Hummingbird mask? Before we make a final decision, I'll look at your comments and consider your points and your thoughts. Because with sports people, I am always in the dark. So for now, I'll say Peyton Manning. But before the official unmasking at the beginning of next week's show, maybe I will change my tune. So, all right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see everybody next time. Bye.